Welcome into the News at 11 with Jamie Costello. I'm Kelly Swoop. A Maryland home builder is out of business, leaving homes unfinished. But even worse, those homeowners are now facing liens, having to hire attorneys, and they can no longer move into their homes on time.
Well, WMAR-TV News' Mallory Safaste spoke to several of them and shows us what went wrong, because if it matters to you, it's a matter for Mallory.
These people did their research, went with a home builder with a good reputation, referrals, and a valid license. But that wasn't enough to protect them from a construction nightmare. In home sales, what sells is trust. And Deborah Riley and her husband found their builder through the most trustworthy source.
We found Corey Homes through our daughter, Jeanette. She built her home about 2 years ago. He did an excellent job.
This is what Deborah and her husband always wanted. Their daughter's home in sight and plenty of space for the grandchildren to play. She hired Corey Smith. There were some delays, but few complaints. Then one day,
he didn't give anyone any notice. He just shut the doors.
From this view, the house looks finished. On further inspection, blue tape marks the flaws.
We're missing a shutter here. I have a lot of scratches on windows, doors. As you can see, that really ragged edge there, they were supposed to level that off.
The work list is one thing, but then the Rileys started receiving liens on their home for unpaid subcontractors, forcing them to put off retirement, and the home sweet home feeling soon turned bitter.
I actually put off going out to the mailbox.
And what was that feeling getting the first one?
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, it's very difficult.
They've had to spend thousands in legal fees to fight the liens.
Actually, we have a case against us by Bel Air Carpet for $41,000.
She says she paid Bel Air Carpet through Corey, but the money slated to go to the subcontractors didn't. Her dream of having everything ready for the holidays has been derailed, and the Christmas she planned to share with her 12 grandchildren a little less merry.
Obviously, I'm going to have to cut back on some of the spending on the grandkids and things like that, so that's what makes it tough.
It's got to be hard.
Yeah.
Fortunately for them, their house is habitable. There are homes like the Rileys where all that's left are some finishing touches. And then there are homes like this that have a long way to go. Instead of drills or hammering, all you hear is the rustling of paper holding the place of a window. We went to Corey's business address, but it was closed, the website taken down, and the phone disconnected. So we stopped by his home, and no one answered. Steve Klitsch, a longtime home improvement contractor and expert witness in home improvement fraud cases, said it's not uncommon for builders to go out of business, but it is unusual in this economy.
I would think to myself, as a business owner, we're thriving in this industry. Why would anybody want to go out of business?
And yet it happens.
They're gifted with their hands. They can take this kind of material and build whatever you want out of it. They're truly gifted with that. But when it comes to thinking like a business person, we're losing those skill sets. They don't have that.
Leaving consumers like the Rileys having to figure out next steps on their own. He said these builders may file for bankruptcy, making them immune to some lawsuits, and homeowners also have that option.
But why should they have to do that when it was the home builder who put them in this situation?
Correct. I agree. Why should they have to go through that? But that's the legal course that the subcontractors have, because they've not been properly compensated by the general contractor, who apparently has been properly compensated by the homeowner.
His advice, be extra thorough in researching builders and policing projects.
Get a lien release from your contractor that's paid the subcontractor that says he's been paid in full for all his labor and materials.
He doesn't see a major flaw in the system, or that consumers aren't aware they need to track the flow of money. Meanwhile, the Harford County Sheriff's Office is investigating 5 complaints. Corey Holmes' builder registration is still active despite the open investigations. And while the case works its way through the legal system, this is a warning and reminder that homes built on trust can quickly crumble.
How can you judge when meeting somebody for the first time whether or not they're going to follow through and deliver that new home? Or is this a person that's going to say, I've got a way to take money from these people and leave town?
We were blindsided. Total trust in his company, total trust in him. He shook my husband's hand when we signed the contract. He said his word was his bond, and I just don't know how we got to this point.
Homeowners can get some help from the Maryland Home Builder Guarantee Fund, but they only reimburse up to $50,000 per consumer and a cap of $300,000 per builder. Also, the process takes time. And we talked to Steve about the different steps someone should take when hiring a custom home builder. See his checklist and more on the Guarantee Fund on WMAR2news.com/matterformallory.
Now, the attorney representing Corey Smith sent Mallory this statement. It says in part, Corey Homes Building Group faced significant financial stress and had accrued debts that it was unable to pay. There was never anything nefarious whatsoever about the prompt cessation of business. It was dictated by financial realities. You can see the full statement on our website. And if you have a matter for Mallory, she wants to hear from you, email her at mallory@WMAR.com.